Today, we re-diving deep into one of the most enduring maritime mysteries ever recorded. A tale so baffling, it continues to spark theories and debates over 150 years later. We're talking about the Mary Celeste, the ghost ship of the Atlantic. Imagine this, it's December 1872. The brigantine de Gratia is sailing peacefully across the Atlantic, some 400 miles east of the Azores. The crew spots another vessel, seemingly adrift. As they get closer, something feels off. No distress signals, no sign of life on deck. Captain Morehouse, a seasoned sailor, decides to investigate. What he and his crew found next would etch the Mary Celeste into the annals of nautical legend. They boarded the ship, and what they discovered was truly eerie. The Mary Celeste was in seaworthy condition. Her sails were partially set, her cargo industrial alcohol was largely intact, although 9 barrels were empty. There was plenty of food and fresh water. The ship's logbook was up to date, with the last entry made 10 days prior. Even the captain's cabin held personal belongings, clothing, and even a child's toy. But here's the chilling part. Not a single soul was aboard. The captain, Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, and the 7 crew members, all gone. Vanished, as if swallowed by the sea itself, without a trace of struggle or violence. The De Gratia crew, under Captain Morehouse, managed to sail the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar, claiming salvage rights, but the questions began immediately and haven't stopped since. How could an entire crew disappear from a perfectly sound ship? What could have happened in those 10 days between the last log entry and the discovery? The initial investigation in Gibraltar was intense, fueled by suspicion and sensational headlines. The court even suspected foul play from Captain Morehouse and his crew, suggesting they might have murdered the Mary Celeste's occupants for salvage. But no evidence ever supported this, and they were eventually cleared, though their salvage award was significantly reduced. This mystery quickly captured the public imagination, and for good reason. It's a puzzle with no missing pieces, yet no solution. Over the years, countless theories have emerged, each trying to explain the inexplicable. One of the most popular theories suggests a mutiny. Perhaps the crew, for some unknown reason, turned on Captain Briggs and his family, then abandoned ship. However, there was no sign of struggle, no blood, no weapon, nothing to indicate violence. The ship's condition didn't support a mutiny, which usually leaves some kind of mess or damage. Plus, where would they go after abandoning ship in the middle of the Atlantic? It just doesn't quite fit. Another compelling theory involves piracy. The Atlantic was, and still can be, a vast and sometimes dangerous place. Pirates could have attacked, stolen valuables, and then taken or killed the crew. But again, the ship itself was largely untouched. The cargo was mostly there, and personal valuables were still in the captain's cabin. Pirates typically loot, and the Mary Celeste showed no signs of being ransacked. They also rarely leave a ship in such pristine condition. Then there's the idea of an insurance scam. Could Captain Briggs have orchestrated the disappearance to claim insurance money? This seems highly improbable. Briggs was known as a highly respectable and experienced captain. He had his wife and young daughter on board, making such a scheme unthinkable. Plus, abandoning a perfectly good ship with no guarantee of rescue for himself and his family seems like an extremely risky and cruel way to execute a scam. Some theories lean towards natural phenomena. A sudden storm or rogue wave is often cited. Perhaps a massive wave swept the crew overboard. But if such a wave hit with enough force to take everyone, including a child and the captain's wife, it would likely have caused significant damage to the ship itself, or at least dislodged items. The Mary Celeste was found remarkably intact. What about an earthquake at sea or a seaquake? Could a sudden seismic event have caused a panic, leading the crew to evacuate? While possible, such an event would also likely leave some damage or indications. One of the most intriguing and widely accepted theories revolves around the Mary Celeste's cargo, 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol. 9 of these barrels were found empty. This leads to the theory of an alcohol explosion, or explosion scare. The alcohol cargo could have been leaking, creating highly combustible fumes in the hold. Perhaps Captain Briggs, fearing an imminent explosion, ordered everyone into the ship's only lifeboat, tethering it to the Mary Celeste. They might have intended to wait out the danger, or until the fumes dissipated, then reboard. But then, something went wrong. The rope could have snapped, or they were simply lost at sea due to bad weather or currents, unable to make their way back to their ship. The empty barrels could support this, suggesting leakage and an accumulation of fumes. This theory gained some traction because it explains the crew as sudden departure without any signs of struggle or damage to the ship. It also accounts for the ship being found seaworthy, as the feared explosion never actually happened. The missing chronometer and sextant, critical for navigation, might have been taken into the lifeboat, a standard procedure for a temporary evacuation. The ship's single lifeboat was also missing, lending further credence to this idea. Another related theory points to waterspouts. These powerful columns of rotating air and water could have been a terrifying sight. If multiple waterspouts appeared, creating a chaotic and dangerous environment, the crew might have panicked and abandoned ship in the lifeboat, only to be lost. Then there are the more fantastical theories. Of course, sea monsters, alien abductions, even claims of a curse or a portal to another dimension. While these make for thrilling fiction, they lack any credible evidence and remain firmly in the realm of speculative fantasy. The Mary Celeste story has permeated popular culture, inspiring countless books, films, and even a Sherlock Holmes short story by Arthur Conan Doyle. Albeit a highly fictionalized one, it continues to be a favorite subject for true crime and mystery enthusiasts, precisely because there is no definitive answer. It's a clean slate, allowing our imaginations to fill in the terrifying blanks. So, what do you think happened to Captain Briggs, his family, and the crew of the Mary Celeste? Was it a freak accident, a terrifying natural event, or something more sinister that has simply been erased by the unforgiving sea? The beauty and terror of this mystery lie in its unsolvability. We may never know the full truth, and perhaps that's what keeps the legend of the Mary Celeste so alive. It reminds us of the vast, unpredictable power of the ocean and the fragility of human life upon it. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of history's most baffling maritime enigmas. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and do forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you do miss our next adventure. We love hearing your theories in the comments below. Let us know what you believe happened to the Mary Celeste. Until next time, stay curious.